person is the pastor, he must be the one that is most powerful, is most connected to God. No, 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 no. The way God looks at us is different. Some of the people you think are insignificant, they are generals in the sight of God. They are 5 crown generals in heaven. Oh my God. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Zummie, and today we're continuing our Bible study series on the book of Genesis. And today we're going to be focusing on the book of Genesis chapter 1 verses 11 to 19. I'm really so excited about today's video because there are so many amazing principles of life that you're going to get. I'm here to show that the Bible and God is relevant for life today, full time. There's no question about it. There's no doubt about it. So stick with me to the end of this video. Your mind will be blown. It might be that you know some of the things I'm going to talk about, possibly, but you probably have not seen it or understood it in the way that it's going to come across today. And don't forget to click the subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video. I'm sure you definitely will. So I'm just going to read the Bible verses, which is Genesis chapter 1 verse 11 to 19, and we'll delve right away into the life principles that we can glean from there. So verse 11, then God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens, to give light on the earth." And it was so. Then God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. Verse 19, and so the evening and the morning were the 4th day. This is so amazing. And we talked last time, we talked about, principles like dividing light from darkness and all that. So today's one again, we see God again saying dividing light from darkness. Anyway, if you want to know more about that powerful principle of life, I would encourage you to go and watch the previous one, because this is a series. This is the 3rd video in this series. So I'll just delve straight into the amazing and powerful life principles that you can apply to your life. First of all, there's the law of seeds. So we see God talking about herbs like basil and all that having their own seeds, and things like fruits, like let's say mangoes. When you eat the fruit, when you're done eating the fruit, the seed is inside the fruit. So what this tells me is this: the law of seeds means that everything is a seed, and seed will always yield its kind. There's no way you plant a mango tree and it will yield an orange. No way. So this is God giving us the guarantee that whatever you sow is what you're going to harvest. Definitely. The Bible is filled basically with seed and harvest instructions. So let's look at how this law of seeds can actually impact your life. It might be impacting your life positively and negatively in some of the ways we're going to talk about. Plants yield according to their kind. We've talked about that. Humans and animals also yield according to their kind. There's no way a snake will give birth to a monkey. There's no way a human will give birth to a rabbit, right? Humans give birth to humans. Good deeds and positive attitudes yield the same reward. So if you do a good deed, it causes a ripple effect. If you have a good attitude, people generally relate to you with a good attitude. Then kind words yield kindness. So if you're someone that is mindful of how you use words with people, most of the times when you are dealing with normal humans, right, they will also pay you back with kind words. And even the meanest of people, if you keep sowing that seed of kindness to them. That's why Bible even talks about heaping coals of fire. That person will begin to think and say, why am I always mean to this person? But this person has never been mean to me. It has the power to change anybody. In the same way, hurtful words stir up strife. So let's say in your marriage, you're always wondering, why is this going on? Why is that going on? The way you handle, you might not like what is going on, but if you don't speak the truth in love, if you use hurtful words, you say things exactly the way you feel about it in the heat of the moment, then you're going to reap the same kind of backlash of hurtful words. And who knows, the one that you're going to get back, it's always, the harvest is always worse than what is bigger than what you is sown, right? So if you say one or two harsh words, it might come back with a barrage of, thousands of mean, painful words, and you don't want that in your life. In the same way, consistency and diligence at what you do yields greatness. So when the Bible says, do you see a man that is diligent in what he does? He will be, he will stand before kings. And it doesn't just mean working hard, working smart too, right? But if you're consistent and you're good at what you do and you don't quit, it's just a matter of time. You will definitely yield, or you will harvest greatness. And then integrity yields a good reputation. If you always make the right choices, every choice you make is a seed, right? If you always make the right choices, not that it's going to be easy for you, but you always stand for what is right. You always do the right thing. You are not into fraud. You develop a good reputation. People are like, don't go there. This person is different. Or if you want to get the truth, or you want to know what's really happening, go to this person. And think about it. So whatever seeds we sow is what we reap. You can't be engaging in fraud, and when people come and say that person, you can't trust him, you're getting annoyed. And I'm not saying you are doing that. I just like to use the word you, so that's just an example. Now let's look at the next one, which is also exciting. Is the law of times and seasons. Because when God created these lights, the greater light and all that, he said these lights, and they're going to be for times and seasons and days and years. So what we have here, the next law is, or principle, is the law of times, seasons, and process. So as long as we are living here on earth, even though there's the law of seed and harvest, when you plant a seed, it doesn't sprout immediately and you reap your harvest. So it takes due process, it takes time. So you need to understand that even if you're doing the right thing, don't give up at one try or 10 tries. Everything has its own time for maturation. And when it comes to these deeds and opportunities, those ones are only in God's hands, right? So as long as you're found faithful at your post, doing what you need to do according to these principles, it's just a matter of time. When opportunity comes knocking, you're going to be ready to harvest. Life is in times and seasons. So we have the spring of life, we have the summer of life, we have the fall of life, and we have the winter of life, right? So which season of life are you in? So you are young now, maybe, and tomorrow you'll be old. Or if you're old now, you've been young. Nobody was born old, right? So if you're happy now, it doesn't mean that you'll be happy all the time. Sad moments will also show up from time to time. That is times and seasons. Tough time, what this also means for you is this: although tough times will come, if you're in a tough time now, just understand it's guaranteed it will not last forever. Because after tough times, after the rain comes the sun. It is guaranteed. So this is a major encouragement for you. And there is also the right time for everything. So for example, planting crops in winter is just an exercise in futility, obviously. So in the same way, you have to be someone that has understanding of the time of life that you are in. If you are young now, a lot of young people make the mistake of using their youth to run around and sow their wild oats, and they're like, oh, I'm just gonna live anyhow. I'm gonna live anyhow I want to live. I do not believe there is God. I don't think there's going to be any consequence for whatever choices I make now. I am in my youth. I am in my strength. No, you need to make sure that you're planting the right seeds now, making the right choices about what to do with your education, about what to do about your career, your relationships, and your social skills and all that, because all these things add up. And a lot of people, even when it comes to politics, you see sometimes something that people did when they were young and wild and out there comes to haunt them. And that's just for us to understand that there is time for everything and make good use of time. So the top principle we're going to talk about is the law of lights. I really love this one so much. A light is a light, whether great or small. So you see that Bible says that God created two great lights and many other smaller lights. So the sun and the moon and the stars, right? So the sun and the moon are the great lights, and then the stars are the lesser lights. But God made this great lights and the lesser lights for a reason. So what this means for us is this: First of all, the sun cannot shine at night, no matter how powerful it is, no matter how, vibrant and radiant it is, it cannot shine at night. In the same way, the moon cannot cast its light and be noticed during the day. You might see it up there, but if you just even manage to look up, you're going to be, oh, the moon is there, but it doesn't really have an impact on the day. So what this means for you also is this: stay in your lane. If you feel like, okay, I'm not that great, I'm not that big, I'm not a big light, I have just this little light of mine, just shine that your light in your lane. Do not envy anybody. You are important just as the other person is important. That thing that the great person can do that you cannot do, in the same way, there are little things, there are things that you can do within your own sphere that that person cannot even figure out, right? So no one is irrelevant. So even though the stars, they are useful at night. Now imagine if you go out at night, there's no moon, there's no stars, they are on strike, they are boycotted, they're like, God, why did you make us to be so small? Imagine the kind of darkness, there will be trouble, right? Exactly. So in the same way, imagine if you go to a company and there are just CEOs everywhere. Everybody's just walking, so bold and so confident with their cologne smelling nice. Oh, we are the CEO. And there's no cleaner, there's no receptionist. Oh my, who's gonna do the work? Imagine if everybody is the doctor and a nurse and there's nobody taking out the garbage trucks and all that. What do you think will happen? If everybody is the person that goes to spend the money at the restaurant and there's no waiter there to serve you and give you quality service, there's no chef in the kitchen, what do you think will happen? So nobody is irrelevant, okay? If you go to that big company, that receptionist, that security person out there contributes to the positive or negative public image of that company. So everybody is important. What you do matters. Whether you are clean, you're big, whether you're little, whether people notice or they don't notice, what you do matters. Another thing I want to point out is this: here on earth, the stars look so tiny. Wow. When God showed me this, I was like, what? So here on earth, the stars look so small. But astronauts and all that, they have been able to go out there and they've seen that the stars are not as small as we think they are. Some of them are bigger than the sun. So I'll read it here. It says here, from this website, it says, it turns out that our sun is an average sized star. There are bigger stars and there are smaller stars. We have found stars that are 100 times bigger in diameter than our sun. Truly, those stars are enormous. What does that mean? When I saw it, God said, sometimes the way we grade people on earth, it might be, okay, the person is the leader at the top, or the person is the pastor, he must be the one that is most powerful, is most connected to God. No. The way God looks at us is different. Some of the people you think are insignificant, they are generals in the sight of God. They are 5 crown generals in heaven. Oh my God. They have so much merit in God's sight than some other people that everybody knows, that are strutting all over the TV and everybody knows them. Look at someone like Saul in the Bible. He was the king. Everybody knew him. But God decided to go and pick David, a shepherd boy that nobody even knew, that was in the woods taking care of his father's sheep. So, but God had so much regard for David. Bible said that God loves David. He said, David is a man after my heart. So what does that mean for you? As a stay-at-home mom, as a messenger, as a market woman, as a trader, as a cleaner, as a dump truck driver, as whoever you think you are, people are looking down on you. Don't look down on yourself. Don't look down on yourself. If you are walking with God, if you are giving your best as a star, as an insignificant star, you're giving your best. You are putting your greatness, you are shining with your little light with all your might in space, in the heavens, where things are determined. God sees you as a mega human. So I hope you are as excited about this. I hope it inspires you to take what you do more seriously, Don't just do it anyhow and say, oh, I just work at McDonald's, I just work at Tim Hortons, I'm just a cleaner, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. There's no just. I'm just a star, I'm just the moon. No, there's no just in the sight of God. If God gives you one talent, he requires excellence from you just as much as those that he gave 10 talents. So I hope that sinks in. So what's the call to action for today's video? Stop dilly-dallying. The time doesn't wait for any man. And there's time, life is in times and seasons. So if you have wasted time till now trying to get everything perfect, stop wasting time. It's not for you to get into a frenzy and say, oh, I'm behind. No, it's time for you to start acting on those things that perfectionism and the analysis paralysis have been making you to procrastinate on. And then next thing is this: in troubled times, understand that things will get better. Refuse to make poor choices that will make you regret when things get better, because they will. So hold on to your integrity. Do not put your hands into, things that are going to make you sell yourself short for a piece of bread, because things will get better. And those, if you make poor choices, they will always come back to haunt. And then thirdly, in good times, remember to save for the rainy day. Because even if everything is good, don't think that I'm a child of God. God will never allow problems to come my way. Those problems are to make us mature, to make us stronger, to make us depend on God. So when you are in your good times, sow your good seeds. Someone like Joseph in the Bible, when there were 7 years of abundance in the land of Egypt, he made sure to save enough grains. But there came 7 years of famine. So there will be good times and bad times. Make sure that you make good use of the good times, so that in your bad times you will not starve, you will not, be all alone. And then finally, what can you do to make your little light to shine brighter? How can you? I want to encourage you to begin to really look at what you bring to the table. Begin to embrace your light. Don't look at it as little or big. Look at it as, this is what I have been assigned to do. This is what I have to do right now. This is the job I have right now. If I give it my best, if I am faithful in this little, then God will definitely give me more. So these are some of the principles that we have brought from today's Bible study. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you found value in this. I do hope you found value. And go back and work on this and meditate on this call to action, and those that you need to take action on, please do that. I tell you, the Bible is powerful. It's not just about what God can do. If you look at it, ordinarily you read this and you're like, oh wow, God is so great. He created the seas, he created this. But looking at it, you can see that he's actually teaching us. All these things are written for an example for us. So I hope you will take these examples, put them to work in your life, and you're going to see your excellence will manifest in the sight of all men, and God Almighty will be glorified. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.